two, one, two, one, two, one, two.
Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Neon Tom here for another e-bike adventure. Today we are going to Ontario Place in Toronto, which is along Lake Ontario, and we're going to check out some of the ice that's melting and breaking and floating around, and just see how things are going on the Ontario Place Island during the winter. So that's my e-bike. We're going to get on and go for a ride. To our right, we have the Inukshuk, and that is a large statue that's been placed here at the entrance of Ontario Place. And in this video, I'm not going to be taking any pictures. So every video I learn something, and I try different things. So in this video, I didn't use the camera, I didn't take any pictures, but I did kind of aim the GoPro at things so you could see them as if I was taking a picture, like right now. So this is like an instance where I would have normally taken a picture, but now I'm just sort of pulling the GoPro off my chest and filming things. And I think what I learned is that I should hold on a shot for a lot longer, which I think it was the cool part about taking a photo, when I show like 5 seconds of a photo as opposed to scrolling quickly by something on the camera. Oh, this is the map, so this is where we're starting. We're going left onto the Ontario Place Island, and we're going to go along the water's edge, and off of East Island onto the West Island, and around the West Island, and there's a little sort of stage area in the middle that we're going to check out right over here, and then we're going to head off the island, over the bridge, and back into Exhibition. And you can see in the background there, if you noticed, I did fast forward a little tiny bit. And that was just because we were not along the water's edge and there was just a lot of people. So it was just hard to see what was going on. So this is a very warm winter day, and there is a lot of people on the island walking around. But I thought it was a really cool video, so I wanted to post it anyways, even though it's kind of like not what I'd prefer. I like going faster and showing you guys me zipping around, but this is going to be a slower video. So you can kind of see to the left, there's some large pieces of ice floating out there. And as we get to the north part of the island here, we get to see out into Lake Ontario. And there's a lot of people walking their dog today and going for walks and taking pictures here. To the right, you can see a stairwell. That was the old water slide. Ontario Place used to be more of a theme park type thing, and that was decommissioned a few years ago. And now we're going to heading closer to the west side of the island, sort of zipping in between people where I can. And some people say that my driving makes them feel nervous, like I'm gonna maybe hit something or get in an accident, but I can assure you I have a lot of biking experience in Toronto, and I'm very safe. And I'm usually holding on the brakes, and I'm usually going very slow. In this video you can't really see my screen, but usually my speedometer will tell you I'm going like 10 or 15 or something. So out on the left there, you can see the break wall. There's kind of like a boat-like structure there that you can go out and take pictures, and you can walk across the break wall. And that just keeps the waves down for boats that are in the marina here. And straight ahead, you can see the Ontario Place buildings that also connect to the Cinesphere, which is the large circular building there on the left. And the Cinesphere is open right now, and it's showing movies. I went there last week, and I got to see Dune in IMAX, which was excellent. And this area that I'm going through right now, in the summer, there's a little skate park here, and I like to sometimes come, even though it's on like interlock, which is the worst place to put a skate park, but it's still fun. And And this is the bridge connecting the East and West Islands. And in the summer, you'll see lots of boats over here. I'll make another video on Ontario Place in the summer, hopefully. And that is the Cinesphere right up ahead. And you can kind of see in the water, there's a bunch of ice floating underneath the Ontario Place buildings. And more ice floating around in the harbor to the left. I remember coming to Ontario Place when I was very young, and there was sort of a basketball midway thing going on over here. You could try to win prizes and play basketball. Now we're getting to the far end of the West Island, and this is a very popular spot during the sunset because the sun's sort of setting behind the Etobicoke, Mississauga skyline area back there. So people love to watch the sunset from this beach or from just ahead on the vista that they've built some little balconies to look out on. I think this was the only time I was actually kind of close to hitting somebody, but I was still in full control. There was no way I was actually going to hit him. You could see that I came to like almost a full stop, and if I had to, I would come to a full stop. So up ahead, you can see some, not sure what you would call them, just like balconies or verandas or something, little wooden structures that you can look out at the sunset and over the lake. And you can kind of see what people are looking at here. This is, the sun will keep setting in that direction and go behind the horizon there, and it's a nice place to watch it. And I think those buildings are Etobicoke. And if you look further back, you might see some Mississauga buildings, since it's a pretty clear day. And you can see we got the wind turbine, the Toronto wind turbine there, that's in exhibition. And I'm going to keep going. Those sort of silo buildings you see on the right, I believe those were part of one of the rides at Ontario Place. I think it was part of like it's like the Great Canadian Adventure or something, and it kind of was like a log ride or roller coaster that went through little dioramas of Canadiana. So now on the left here, you'll see lots of trees and bushes that have been splashed by the water, by the freezing water, and it's frozen on them. So they've become these cool space-looking ice plants. And there's lots of people here taking pictures of them and hanging out with the ice plants. And I'm going to stop here and take a look as well. So I just pull up into the snow. And normally this is where I would take a couple photos as well, but in this video I'm just trying to capture with the GoPro, which I think worked out pretty well. I just have to linger a bit longer on shots. So there's the skyline, and there's a cool frozen bush, which I should have lingered on the bush shot a little bit, because that's kind of like where I would have taken a photo right here normally. Yeah, there's my bike. I'm gonna get going again. So I'm pretty good at controlling the bike in the snow, but you'll see like as I'm turning here to the path, I spin out pretty good, but I have my feet planted on the ground so I'm not going to fall or anything. And I was saying that I'm a kind of courteous biker, and here's one place where you can see it, because I could zip forwards right now through that puddle, but I would probably splash everybody, which I don't want to do. So I just slowly stay behind, and I wait for an opening. And there I can see a dry opening, and I try to zip past before that next person comes. And after this I actually am able to get some speed and get up this little hill. Some people actually move for me, which is the first time that happened on the island. And that little village ahead has a stage in the middle. And we're going to go down there and check that out as well. On the left is like a little sort of channel between the island and like Toronto, and I've kayaked through there before, which is fun. This is the bridge off the island, but we're just going to go there in a sec. First, we're going to go take a look at the little common area down here. And I'm a big fan of the architecture of these buildings and of the Cinesphere, so just take a second here to take a look. And again, this is a part where I would normally take a picture, but this time we're just going to capture it on the GoPro. And I think this worked out pretty well. I can do screen captures from this footage, so I can get the photos I wanted out anyways. So I think I might be doing a little bit more of this in the future, unless I'm going to a specific thing where I want the photos. So before I go, I just go into the middle of the stage area to see what's going on around here. I can see it looks like they've been plowing and shoveling around here, but not in front of the stage. I kind of go into the snow here to check it out. And the snow was like really wet and thick and basically not rideable. There's also a little snow fort there in the corner, so I think somebody brought their kids over here and the kids were having fun building a snow fort. Which I can totally see why. In Toronto, there's not a lot of this big open space to roll snowballs and build a snow fort, but right here, you wouldn't be bothered. So that's a hot tip for people with kids. And that's basically it for this video. We're gonna start heading off of the island and into exhibition. I really enjoy biking over this bridge for some reason. I think maybe it's like the skinniness or the openness of it, just the view of the water. I just think it's a good time. You can see the Ontario Place sign there, which is sort of marking these bridges to get onto Ontario Place. Just past there, you can see we've got the Toronto FC Stadium there, where the Toronto Football Club plays. There's advertisements for IMAX. Apparently IMAX was invented here in Canada and first shown here at the Cinesphere. I believe that's the case. For a second I get behind these guys on the electric scooter and the one wheel. Kind of feel like a weird e-crew right here, but gotta zip away and go on my own adventure. And yeah, now we've exited Ontario Place and entered exhibition. And we have the CNE normally here, the Canadian National Exhibition, where it's kind of like a big fair. We did not have it last year because of the lockdowns. Hopefully the CNE will be coming back soon because it's a really fun time. Oh yeah, where the Toronto FC plays is called the BMO Field. I tend to not remember these corporate arena names. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna head out of exhibition. If you have any requests of places for me to visit in Toronto, please let me know. You can email me at neontomlovesyou@gmail.com. Also follow me on Instagram. It's at neon.tom. And please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'm looking forward to using this 4K camera more and making you more videos. So, yep, that's it everybody. Have a great night. Bye.